just have a feeling there's a lot of people that are going to be real excited about this comparison. Today we're doing the horse palette versus leopard. Looking at these two palettes side by side, the color stories are dangerously similar, so much so that they share two of the same shades. Here we have the swatches side by side. As you can see, very similar. The horse palette on this side and the leopard palette on this side. You guys already know we got to see them on the face, so we're going to start off with bronzer in the shade Glistening Bronze Light. And yes, I am still testing the holiday brush. Moving over to the leopard palette, we have Lustrous Bronze Light. I feel like this bronzer is just a little bit warmer. As far as the depth goes, I feel like they're pretty comparable. Next up for the horse palette, I'm going to take Iridescent Coral. Iridescent Coral is the only blush shade that's not repeated from the leopard palette, but I do want to compare that to Ethereal Flush. I'm not going to apply the other two blushes, one because you've seen them applied so many different times, but I already did a full demo on the horse palette. As you can see, between these two blushes, you're getting something that's very different from one another. But now I do want to see this shade in comparison to Iridescent Rose. I almost feel like the leopard palette didn't really need both of those shades because Iridescent Rose gives a very similar vibe. They're not exactly the same. You get a little bit more reflect with Iridescent Rose. Now I'm going to stay in the horse palette for the shade Supernatural Strobe Light. And this highlighter is beautiful. For the leopard palette, we have the highlighter in the shade Celestial Strobe Light. And this shade just has a little bit more punch. Let me just layer this up a little bit more so it's a little bit more comparable, but you could clearly see that one does appear to be a little bit more blinding. Last up for the horse palette, we have the finishing powder in the shade Soft Light. We're doing the usual, just marrying this all together. And then for the leopard palette, we have the finishing powder in the shade Dim Light. Same thing over on this side. And here's how we're looking with the leopard palette versus the horse palette. I don't know, when I look at these two side by side, I feel like you really can't tell much of a difference. One thing I will say regarding application, how this one applied just a little bit more sheer, I do feel like once you get into the powders, it just gets better. This just gives me everything that I would personally look for. I would love to know what you guys think. I'm just gonna say it. Out of all the palettes that are in the holiday 2025 launch, the horse palette is my favorite color story. Favorite shades, that's a different story. The curation of this palette, because in Hourglass palettes, I do feel like curation matters. This right here is perfection.